Oh, yeah.
Okay. Secrets.
Yeah, just prompts. We'll do this every once in a while. Don't forget.
Don't forget. All right. You know, I'm a little lax in my brain, so I could use a Stacey.
There you go.
I'm here with Lindsay Crouse and Stacey Fisher, and we're here to talk about an event that I for 2 years now I haven't gotten to go, but I'm so jealous. I really need to go one of these days because I believe in what you guys are talking about, and it's the summer retreat for 2011, right?
That's right.
What's going to happen? What's new this year? What can people expect, and how can we turn people on to this fantastic positive thing?
Well, you should just come. You should come. It's very interesting. Every year I have to sell something, and I don't really know what it is. Lama Marut, who was a professor of comparative religion at Columbia for years and then at UC Riverside, became a Tibetan Buddhist monk. He's as American as the day is long. And he began to devote his life really to teaching people how to be happy. That's the bottom line. We don't know how to be happy. We don't even know what it really is to be happy, the truth be told. And Lama Marut has a way of teaching you, literally teaching you how to be happy. And I've never known anyone who hasn't come to the retreat that hasn't learned this, ultimately. I've seen it happen so fast, not overnight, but close to, even. And I never have to sell him. I get people in the room with him, and they come back and back and back. He's an amazing teacher, extraordinary teacher. And even though he's teaching Buddhist principles, and sometimes you'll see in the literature he's teaching, Lord Atisha's Lamp on the Path or something. You go, what is that? Well, he has a way of unpacking these ancient teachings and just zinging you with them. I call him the surgeon. He's just doing something to you while you're listening. Yeah. And you come away and you're different, you're changed, and you understand something really new.
It's a very simple concept. I mean, who doesn't want to be happy, right? I mean,
no one that we know of.
No, but really, I mean, if you think about this, if you have any faith in Lindsay Crouse and Stacey Fisher, and you think that you're a good person, and you're giving this thing, your promise, and here's a gift, we can make you happy. Just come, listen. That's all. If you're in a place right now where you're not happy, why wouldn't you take that up?
Right.
There's no demons gonna come get you.
No.
It's
nothing
just
to lose.
Nothing to lose, right? And now I remember in the past there were kind of like teachings that were open to the public. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be part of the program this coming year?
Last year and this year, our location is at Governor's Academy, which is about 5 miles south of Newburyport. It's a beautiful campus. It's the oldest boarding school in the country. The escutcheon for the school was made by Paul Revere.
What's an escutcheon? I'm sorry.
Oh, the symbol they have. A thing that looks like a heraldry sign on boarding schools and stuff that was designed by Paul Revere. It was actually a school founded before the United States was the United States by the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, Governor Dummer, and so we're going to be there. And on the August 15th, there's going to be a public teaching by Lama Marut, and it's totally about being happy. No worries. I think it's entitled "No Worries." Yeah. And then the retreat starts the next day, August 16th, and goes until August 21st at the school. Last year we had over 100 people at the retreat. But it's very intimate. It's warm, it's intimate. And the greatest thing about Lama Marut's teaching, he's teaching how to be happy. And he's a really fun teacher. He's hysterically funny. He speaks the language of the culture. He's hip.
Yeah.
And he's fun. You learn, and the medicine goes down so easy.
Yeah. I listened to his podcast. I don't know if I told you that, but yeah, he has a podcast also. I mean, the guy is, it's Western. There's nothing. It's not
right.
like you're not listening to some Hindu guy that's speaking something you can't understand. This guy relates on a very basic level, and his teachings are so simple. I can't.
And the whole pace of the retreat is really nice. There's a time for meditation, there's time for yoga, there's time for, quiet time for yourself, and there's time for teaching, and there's time for eating in the cafeteria, and there's, last year people were laying on the lawn just soaking up the beautiful sun, and it's really rejuvenating. You get what you need on many different levels.
So you could do either way, though. You could do both.
Oh yeah.
You could go to the public teaching and then the retreat. You could go to both, or you could just go to the retreat.
Right, and the place is about, I'd say, less than an hour north of Boston. You can stay overnight after the public teaching, so that you don't have to drive back home and then come the next day for the retreat. You can stay. The food is fantastic, and the staff at the Governor's School, they're amazing, so kind.
This year, it's about freedom. Now, do you know anything about what he's going to talk about? Or
What's fun about this for me, I've never heard him speak just centrally on this subject, but when I thought about it in order to set up the website for this summer, I realized what he means. Freedom in Buddhism is, I would say, freedom from the compulsion to act. They say when you're a really great Buddhist practitioner, you know that you can't change the present in the present, but what you can do is garden for the future by the way that you're acting now. And the future, is always sliding into the present, so pretty quickly it's going to begin to change your life. And freedom, I think, on by his definition would be, freedom from blame, freedom from depression, freedom from anger, freedom from envy, all the big ones that destroy a life. And what he teaches is that we create the causes for our own unhappiness. It doesn't come from outside of us. Because in the Buddhist point of view, if you think about it, there's no such thing as an objective world. There's no such thing as a standard issue world out there, like a movie set. Because who would have an objective mind to establish that? A family has Christmas, and everybody has, you're all arguing about what happened at Christmas, because there was no Christmas that happened, and then everybody interpreted it. Everybody made their own Christmas.
Their own Christmas, right. Yeah.
And that's just a small example of the way we create, how we see the world. So if we're creating our own world, that puts us in the driver's seat.
Take charge.
Yeah. And if we've created a lousy one, we don't have to be upset about that, because everything's changing constantly. So there's no such thing as a permanent bad person. We will create that. We make it up. We've ruined our lives, we're terrible people, we're so depressed, there's nothing we can do. And he just releases you from that. Probably in his opening talk. Says just cut it out.
Yeah.
But here's what to do. And he gives people such extraordinary, simple, doable, workable tools that you go home with your tool bag and you can start right away. You can start on the spot the next day. It's fantastic.
Profound changes.